Hello, Internet. It is I, John Bunday, back with the Mega CD Appreciation Society.
Hello, everyone.
And as always, we have my lovely co-hosts. And I know in edit this is all going to be moved around, so I don't know if the order that I point will still be the same, but we have the one, the only, Sean, Pompey Games Room.
Hello, everyone. How is everyone doing? It's always a bit difficult that because we've been chatting off screen for about 10 minutes, and it's like you have to sort of come straight on and then sort of like pretend you haven't actually spoken to one another. So, but
I know, but it's like the nicety of like, oh well, you've just said hello. Of course, you got to ask how you're doing.
It's personable. Yeah, you gotta give the viewers what they want. So
Exactly.
Yeah, it's all good. Well, I hope everyone's well.
And below me, which is probably not going to be how it is on the edit, but we have the Retro Martin.
Speaking of giving what they want, hi.
And that brings us to last, but by no means least, the one, the only, Teg, aka the Evesham Gamer.
Giving everyone something that they don't want. I'm only a pessimist, you know that. You know I'm a pessimist. So.
I mean,
but no, thanks. Yeah, looking.
Is it chlamydia?
It's a bit more worse than that.
Two chlamydias.
No, yeah, looking forward to this one. As always look forward to sitting down, chatting with you guys, and just chewing the fat, really.
Even if we didn't have like the camera rolling, you know, we'll still have a laugh. So, and that's what's important.
Exactly.
That's what is important. Correct.
So, before our special guest joins us, should we go through any pickups that we might have had? Because it's been a hot minute since our last episode. And I don't have any pickups. So I will kick it over to Sean. Do you have any pickups?
I have pickups, but they are not Mega CD related. So yeah, I'm okay to pass on because I believe some other people have got a lot of sort of Mega CD related items. So
okay, well, I'm going to then kick it over to Martin Teg because I believe Retro Martin has so much that will be here in the nicest possible way, be here a while. So, Martin, do you have anything?
Yeah, they were. I've said that there wasn't much more I was going to get. I think there's 2 left for me to get, and then I am done with the Mega CD. But these were just kind of, well, I guess you say impromptu pickups that I wasn't planning on getting. It just happened to be there at a time. So I just want to put a big shout out to the guys at the Black Country Gaming Fair. I think it was Hidden Chest Gaming. I've got 2 of them, but I'll just quickly show them off. So the first one was Mickey Mania, which is, as far as I'm aware, is the best version of that game. So I think I paid like 15 quid for this, something like that. Got a really good price on that.
Nice.
Next one, I wanted the second one, but went for the first one, Echo the Dolphin. I don't like Echo at all. But again, it was really cheap. Again, another one that was in better good condition, no scratches or anything on it. And then, you know what? There is one more that actually is back down there, but I won't bother getting it now. I'll tell you what it is. It's Jaguar XJ220. That was from Hidden Chest Gaming. A bit like Lotus Turbo Challenge, that one is. But again, it was a really cheap price. It was there. Got that one. This one I've been wanting to play for ages. Didn't realise it Prince of Persia. This one's got a few cracks on it. Again, this was a really good price. Hidden Chest Gaming. And then I got probably the best version of FIFA Soccer Championship Edition. That's a cheap one to get. Again, it doesn't really cost that much. And then finally, which it's Mega CD and Mega CD related. Wanted this for ages. The VHS cassette from Mean Machine Sega.
Oh, very cool! Wow.
It's a bit ripped. It is showing its age. This one, I was concerned that someone might have just taken another cassette and copied it or something, but that is the original one. I can tell by the size of the tape in it. And it's fine. I've tested it out, works fine. Even though obviously today's day and age, you can watch that on YouTube, but I just had to get that. I mean, I tried to get by Ben Stinson, the guy that runs Retrosect in Tewkesbury, to sell me his numerous times, and he weren't having it. This was on eBay. I made an offer of 8 quid, and they accepted it. I think 8 quid probably was a little bit too much. I think maybe a couple of quid more, but the going rate's generally 12 to 15, depending on conditions. So, yeah. So I've watched that 8 times since I got that on Thursday
Nice.
last week or something like
That
that.
was going to be my next
Very cool.
question. Is have you actually? Well, do you have a way of watching it? Have you? So
Yeah, I've got a Trinitron CD VHS combo TV. And what I'd forgot about this is that I don't think it's on the one on YouTube, might be, but during different parts of it, it has this little song that goes over. Basically, you got to guess who's going to score a goal or what happens next in it.
Okay.
And I don't recall that being on the YouTube versions, but it's just a massive nostalgia hit. When I got that on I think it was episode. I think it was not episode, the 9th edition, I think, of Mean Machine Sega, something like that, that had that on it, along with some Sega Super Play cards and something else. Sonic the Comic as well was with it. You got loads of freebies back then.
oh, nice.
You
So-
did some really great stuff, didn't you? Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so that's all my stuff. But I think my best thing there was that VHS, because it gets played at least at the moment twice a week. So, but yeah.
What I want to know
So-
is what's really on the videotape if you watched it 8 times.
Well, let's be honest. That woman at the beginning of it, Mega CD, don't care who you are, everyone is like, yeah. What happened to her?
We need a
All I'm
documentary.
going to say.
He's in your
Oh, yes.
basement. That's
So yeah, so that's. I'll really keep mine quick because Martin's got a lot of good stuff, and I think that's just your standard fare most of that. I think there really. So
I mean, the one thing I'll say is like with Echo the Dolphin, because I tried playing the Mega Drive one and sucked at it. I played through the Mega CD one via save states on emulator back before I had Mega CD. But reading up what they changed, the reason why I picked it was because, yes, they added the soundtrack, but they also added in like extra levels and video clips as well. So, yeah. So it sounded like,
levels.
yeah, it was like a more definitive edition. So, and okay, yes, some of it was, okay, yes, you had the extra levels, but the fact they added the other stuff, like use the CD power, because they didn't change the core gameplay itself or do anything like that. But it was nice, like it made the music more atmospheric. Is that that's the right phrase for it? So where,
yeah, that sounds about right.
yeah, because it's like it's meant to be an underwater kind of experience. So that is probably the time when you would want to have like CD quality audio to enhance that gameplay. So, but
And a much better effort by Spencer Nielsen than the American version of Sonic CD that he did. Yeah, but it also had an animated intro and some Dolphin videos as well in the library, some full motion video. There you go.
hey,
keep
we'll
an eye
probably
out for
get
that.
to
I'll
that
play it.
if we ever can't cover the game in the show. So that's a sneak peek for that episode, I guess. So be it in 2, 3, 4, 5 years' time.
Sounds good.
So yeah, Martin, you were going to talk about your pickups.
Yeah, I don't have any pickups now. No, I'm joking. That's such a lie. You actually reminded me, Teg, I forgot to get one off the shelf because I actually picked up a copy of Echo the Dolphin in CEX for £20, I think it was, and it was in immaculate nick. I was very impressed for the price. And obviously, I like Echo the Dolphin anyway. I think it's a great game. But that's the one I don't have to show off, unfortunately. So I went a bit happy on eBay, shall we say, and ended up getting a lot of stuff really, really cheap. I got another version of Cobra Command Soul Feast just because it was ridiculously cheap, and the case actually has no cracks on it. So I might have that on my shelf as my main version, and then obviously do stuff with the other 2 copies I've already got. I also picked up this, which I believe is Tenkafubu or Tenbu. It's Tenbu Mega CD Special. It's a strategy game, but it was only like £5, so no brainer really. It's decent enough. I've played it a few times. And then the other one that's similar but has got a slightly different name is Tenkafubu, which again I got for £5 on eBay. It's yet another strategy game, very much sort of like Sangoku Shi Romance of the Three Kingdoms style. There's this one from Game Arts, which is Gambler Jiu Sha 2. It's by Game Arts. It's a Mahjong game, but it's got a lot of funny little characters that mess about during the matches and stuff. So it's a bit more fun to play than just standard Mahjong. Recently, because of obviously this episode being pushed back so much, I managed to pick up both Sherlock Holmes games, and Volume 2 does have the newspaper in it as well.
Ooh.
Which is good. So yeah, I'm looking forward to those. I managed to get those as a double pack, so they're being sold together. in a lot.
Oh wow!
I also get
Result.
I also got a very cracked case version of Wolfchild, which is pretty standard platformer, but the soundtrack on it is amazing on the Mega CD, and it's another game that's got a massive load of extra levels over the other versions. One that John will like, and it also came with the soundtrack, Luna, Eternal Blue. So, soundtrack. Look, it's a little mini CD.
That's tiny.
But it does work in a CD player. So,
Wow.
it's got the 3 or 4 CD tracks on it, so it doesn't have any of the PCM ones, unfortunately. But it's the case is in really good nick. It's got the map in it as well. So,
Well, okay, see that for a sec, because I've started playing Eternal Blue, and I'm trying to figure out what the map is compared to the original.
the maps are a hell of a lot more streamlined, so it's very obvious where you're going, but you will take a couple of offshoots. But so the rear of it has got the characters and like all their moves and stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and then the front is the actual main map. So obviously it's in Japanese,
Very
but
cool.
Yeah, that is because the map itself is different from the first game. Like,
well, it's because you're not on the same planet. I don't think. I'm pretty sure you're on.
You are.
So if I remember rightly, you're on the moon as opposed to the actual planet or whatever.
But the Silver Star is like because you're on Luna. So
So basically, what's her face? The main heroine. Can't remember her name now. Lucia, that's it. Sorry, it went completely out of me. She teleports to the other planet, doesn't she? In the intro. So where she is at the start is Luna, where the first game took place, because it's all gone to rat shit, basically, if I remember rightly. So they're actually on a separate planet adjacent. Hence, the world is completely different layout.
Oh, he's not convinced. I think it's going to be a Google.
Yeah, I was going to say because they've renamed up Maribia from which was in the first game.
Yeah, I might be misremembering. Obviously, I completed it earlier this year, so I don't remember exactly. But yeah, but either way, the map is completely different. It's not even the same world. So
okay, I mean that would explain the map being different. I thought it was.
Would, yeah. So anyway, I'm still not done, believe it or not.
Well, I would know what one of your picks up is.
No. So I also got Ernest Evans, that infamous game that delayed our very second episode. So well happy to finally own that.
But it's not the definitive version, though, is it?
It's not the Bundy edit, no. So on the same
this with the smooth commentary over the top that we heard so much about.
The proper version of the game. Speaking of Ernest Evans, I also got the dreaded limited run games, Ernest Evans and Fujitabe version, which are very lazy releases. The Ernest Evans manual basically tells you how to plug in a Mega Drive and the cartridge, even though it's a Sega CD game. So that's really pathetically lazy, and the CDRs look like cheap junk. They really do. But I got a soundtrack with it, which is nice. Okay, I'm almost done. I got Pugsy.
Oh, okay.
I absolutely love that game, and I've warmed up to the Mega CD version more. So even though I'm still a little bit iffy with the fact that there's some of the music tracks that they didn't upgrade, so some of the best music in the game is not in the Mega CD version. There's extra bosses in it, which is quite nice, and the FMVs in place of the cutscenes are pretty good as well. So I was quite impressed with that. I also picked up a Japanese Sega mouse.
Nice.
So I can now play stuff like Monkey Island and Rise of the Dragon and all that jazz. Mm-hmm. And then the final one, you'll be pleased to know, I've got a Japanese backup RAM. So I just need to get another cartridge that I can put the board in and actually use that on my PAL Mega CD. You'll be pleased to know that is everything.
For now.
For now, yeah.
Are you watching any other stuff at the moment?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've actually got more en route.
Just out of interest, what is your watch list made up on eBay? What is the most predominant console that you guys have on there, or game like that you watch, like multiple copies?
Well, I've got quite a few music CDs on mine, in all fairness, but it is generally the Mega CD, Mega Drive, and 32X. So, I know what I've got incoming. I managed to. I took an offer because it looked relatively pristine on Spider-Man versus the Kingpin.
Okay, yeah.
The Mega CD, because I was playing that as part of a video I've got coming up, and I was like, yeah, all right, I much prefer this to
And he's gone.
No. It's just the camera capping out.
Oh.
I don't know why. Yeah, but I much prefer it to the Mega Drive version. I didn't think much of the Mega Drive game at all, to be honest with you. Mega CD one is a hell of a lot better.
What one I've tried? I haven't tried either of those. I don't think. Wait, was the Spider-Man game the one that you did?
Yeah,
for Mega
yeah,
Drive
it's the one I
challenge?
did for the challenge. Yeah,
Okay,
so
fair
you
enough.
have played it.
No, I played that, but not the Mega CD one.
Yes, yeah.
I'm just saying what we're watching and stuff. I don't really watch stuff on eBay. Like I just flip through. But the one things that I do follow are like odd controllers. And I've just recently bought. I've been waiting for ages. And I thought, right, I'm having 3 months off of not buying anything. I'm starting to sell stuff now. But I was like, right, I'm going to get something I've been after for ages, and that's the old, the Mega Drive / Genesis SG program pad.
I know the one.
It's got a little LCD screen in it, and you can, but I this is the 3-button one, not the 6. The 6-button, I just don't see the point because it's the layout of a Super Nintendo. So I thought, right, and I found a really good one in the Netherlands. I think I paid 30 quid for it, box and everything. It looks immaculate. So I was like, right, that's that controller, because I wanted one since I used to have one many years ago. And then I'm looking at some different Sega Saturn controllers as well, because I went and picked up a Sega Saturn and controllers the other week off a friend of mine, and I wanted to get the stick. So I've been watching a few Japanese sticks because unfortunately someone switched it out in the box at the auction, so I got the black one instead. So I paid a cheaper price for it. But yeah, I'm looking at controllers basically, and I am keeping an eye out for one of those mice that Martin's got.
Mm-hmm.
So for the Mega CD, and not that I'd ever use it, but I just think it's really cool. So
the fact it works on both Mega Drive games and Mega CD ones, because you can use it on stuff like Cannon Fodder and things like that, is just very useful.
Mm.
And
I've got the Mega Drive mouse, but I don't know if that works on the Mega CD as well.
Yeah, no, it's the same.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Right.
It is a Mega Drive mouse. So
yeah, because I have the unboxed version of what Martin's got. I would prefer the Mega Drive one because it's red, so ours is blue because that's the branding of over in Japan. But our one is stupidly expensive.
Precisely why I went with the Japanese one.
I mean, it's stupidly expensive. I mean, yeah. So yeah.
Well, but, Martin, I'm on the verge of possibly releasing that shelf from its prison, so I've got it here. I used it once. That was funny enough on Cannon Fodder, but it's like immaculate. So I'll let you know if I do. I'll let you know if I do. Oh, it's a bit dusty, but it's working its way down the shelf. So
so anyway, Sean, old buddy, old pal, you know you like me there.
If you put it on eBay, I'll certainly be sure to watch it. But I mean, it's definitely going to be something that is, I'm not. Yeah, I know they're expensive, and you're not going to.
I got this. This was late night eBay, and funny enough, I think it was from. Were you saying you bought something from Holland? You were watching something from Holland recently. I used to get so lucky on eBay. From like Holland and sort of Germany as well. I used to get so much from Germany when I was buying all my stuff. Late night eBay's the best. You just get deals like that. I didn't pay a lot for that. I think it was only about 5-6 years ago. I think I paid about 80 quid for it. It's probably worth a lot more than that now. But yeah, it's funny how that sort of things just happen that fluctuate and things like that, isn't it? It's really, really crazy. So, but I'll let you know if I do decide to move it on, and then I'll sort of give you first refusal.
Because you'll sell it, and then we'll have a game that comes up on the wheel, which is actually, this is perfect for the mouse.
You can't play it without the mouse, Alpha.
Just to show you guys how crap these CDRs are, by the way. Look how cheap that looks.
They do it on everything.
Jesus. I know. And then you compare it to the actual game, which I'll find, which is less colourful, but it's just like an actual proper looking CD,
Yeah.
I guess you won't be buying any more Mega CD games from Limited Run Games then.
They're not Mega CD games. They won't work in PAL console.
No, they refuse to do PAL versions, bastards.
So they only work on a Japanese Mega CD?
No, the American one.
Sega CD.
Yeah.
Oh,
They
well, that's
literally
another
just made
face
them-
palm, isn't it? Let's be honest.
Well, that's all the problem with Limited Scum is they only seem to care about America in the main, so that's all they've done it for.
Because they could re-release Snatcher, and it would only be for the Sega CD, and it would not be for us. Because they always do. They just care about their own region and not about others. So.
And it'll be in a Sega CD case with no sort of like PAL version
Branding.
either. Like that's why I don't like them. So
Didn't
I
Limited
tolerate
Run
them
used to
because I
do
want-
alternate? Didn't they used to do alternate ones where you could switch or am I thinking of like Mega Drive games that they used to?
No,
be able to
they
flip
do
the
do
sleeve?
some where you can like swap the sheets, but they always seem to prioritize America, and they don't always bother with
right.
like other regions. Like they did Virtua Fighter 5 Ultimate Showdown for the PlayStation 4 because it didn't actually have a physical, and so I picked that up. And it comes with a soundtrack for Virtua Fighter 5, and it literally only comes in American Sega Saturn case. Like it doesn't care about any other region or anything like that, and just winds me up how
That sucks. Yeah, definitely.
insular certain regions can be about their own releases instead of trying to celebrate everyone's. So
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Yeah.
so I only tolerate them when they release things that I would like to own physically, but otherwise I avoid them like the plague. So I cancelled my Eartheon order from them as soon as a European seller started doing physicals.
Yep.
So,
Fair enough.
Yeah. Going back to like the watch list, there's only one item I'm kind of watching. I say watching as in keeping an eye out for, and I don't know if I'll ever get it. And it is the promotional comic book they did for Comic Zone. I mean, I've read an online version of it, but I think it's just such a cool thing because Comic Zone, it's a comic. You're going to a comic, and they made a comic for the release of Comic Zone.
in a zone.
Exactly. So it's just...
Didn't you say before? I think maybe you, John, have got it. I don't know. Didn't that game come with the CD soundtrack as well?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You've got that.
Yes, sadly scratched because I don't know if
Right.
I scratched it or whatever. But yeah, I have it, but it's scratched.
John, I wish I'd known that you were after that because about a year ago when I first started selling, that was the first thing that I sold with the comic book and the CD. So,
But to be
Again,
fair, though,
so we
you
know
probably
who's up for
sold it for a
Christmas
very
gifts this
pretty
year.
penny. So
I'd have to look back see how much I sold it for. But that was when I was selling stuff in auctions. It just keep getting messed around on eBay with auctions, so I just put everything as buy it now. In the end, just you sell something, you go, wow, that sold for more, and you think, oh, they're not going to pay. It's like I may as well just have like sat on it. It's done nothing else. So, but yes, it sucks, doesn't it? Literally, I think that was probably a few months before we started doing this show. Isn't that crazy? So
well, I mean, like I say, I have read it online, so it's more for like it'd be cool to have. Like I don't need to have a copy of the from Sonic the Comic, the first strip of Street of Rage they did. They collected that into a volume. I didn't need that.
yes,
But I've picked it up. I didn't need a Sonic 3 strategy guide, but I picked that up. So it's stuff.
I didn't even pick that up. I just won it in a competition.
I didn't have to buy it after 30 years later.
I won it from a Sonic the Comic competition.
Your name didn't end up in the comic, though, did it? No, it didn't.
No, it didn't. The one
have you guys
time
ever
they
been
didn't
in a
announce the winner.
publication?
Oh,
Have you guys ever been in any of them?
not for back in the day when we were kids, but I've been in recent stuff.
I've been in Retro Gamer a few times, like with little comments and stuff like that.
Oh, nice.
Hang on, let me see if I can very quickly because a copy of this. Okay, so I don't know when this will go out, but as of recording, almost a week and a half ago, Gordon Gibb84 Gaming did his charity 24-hour live stream, and there was a bunch of magazines that were put in for various bundles. One of which was a class of whatever the year was. I got a copy. I will talk amongst yourselves if I can find it very quickly rather than leave you on air. I'll show you something.
In the words of Alan Partridge, dead air is a crime. This is
What's that meme that goes a few minutes later?
I got a feeling that might make it in.
That would be cool. I know you can. I've got this some software that I use, and I can add that in, and I'm like, I'm
we
never
used
going
it
to
on the we used it on the Ernest Evans episode.
Did we?
Yeah, because obviously
Can't
a
remember.
massive gap before we got to do it.
Oh, yes, I remember now.
We replayed the bit where John was like, "Well, I'll be seeing you guys in a few weeks," and then it was like a few moments later, and it's like, "Well, 4 months later."
I wonder
I've
what
actually got
treasures he's got.
a redone version of that ready to go to put up, so that it's a little bit better in terms of the way it's cut. But it's like a bonus.
Right. First of all, this wasn't why I was pulling it out, but it was on top of it. So this is the Streets of Rage comic I was talking about.
That was the
nice.
cover for issue 3, wasn't it?
It
It was one of the or issue 7. It was one of the early ones.
Hmm.
So,
but yeah, it's just I can't believe that they let this in like kids' comics back in the 90s.
oh, I know. When he's punching Hawk in the face, and you just see like and all the blood. It is brilliant.
Well, yeah, like look, he's literally shooting a gun at someone.
And then you see Axel with like 2 like assault rifles just going in this factory later on. It's like this is a kids' comic.
Love it.
I love it.
How like they would never get away with that now. So, and
I've got the Sparkster one in the Rocket Knight Adventures Resparked edition that I've got.
okay, so this was in the Dreamcast bundle, which
Oh, I've got that.
Oh, you've got it. Okay.
Yeah, I got that. I've got it on the shelf somewhere. I know you had a comment in it, didn't you, or like an article or something?
So let me quickly. Come on, where is it? God damn it. And here we. Here we go. Right. Don't know how well.
It's a picture of Mini Bundy.
No.
Mini Bundy
Very
with a
cool.
was that a Mega Drive 2? Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
now.
That is
It's a
me.
non-bundle version as well. It's just the console, isn't it?
Yeah, but I got Sonic compilation, so I thought I had like the pack, but no, it must have bought the game separately.
They must have
So-
bought it separately, yeah, because my Mega Drive 2, when I got it, had the Sonic 2 bit in the corner because it came packaged with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
Very cool.
that's Christmas Day morning, me opening up my Mega Drive 2 that I've still got behind me. So
I've actually got tons of videotapes of various Christmases and stuff down there, and I'm waiting to fix my VCR so that I can actually watch them. Because I lent my VCR to my in-laws for ages, and it's come back and it doesn't want to play anything now, which is really annoying. But I'm hoping I might be able to find some old home videos of me like opening up my Ghostbusters videotape or like get my Mega Drive and stuff like that. So
Those sort of videos do really well online. Actually, I see a lot of them, and they bring back nostalgia for everybody.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter. Obviously, there might be some things in there that you don't want to show, but most of the time, it's just opening presents. And I think as we've got to see Mini Bundy in a little photo there, we should definitely get a chance to see a mini retro Martin.
I've got pictures of me, just not necessarily with any gaming equipment. I've got one of me on like a little plastic tractor that you could ride along when I was 3.
That was your introduction to Farming Simulator, I'm guessing. Then
Absolutely. Well, I did actually buy that on the Mega Drive.
Love it.
Alright. So that's our pickups, and next we'll have like my random news of what we've got in regards to PAL conversions. And we had a big one recently, a game which we were so concerned if we could, we never asked if we should.
Oh, that's an unsettling sound.
And great. And it is
Yes.
Ah, nice.
never
and
played
for those
that.
who don't know, that is Heavy Nova.
You don't want to play it.
I've never played it, but I have heard of it.
Yeah. So it is the second of the 2 launch day titles for the Mega CD in Japan. One of which being Soul Feast, which we got, The other one being Heavy Nova, which never left Japan for questionable reasons, being the fact that the game isn't that good. So no one else wanted it.
It
And
wasn't much of an upgrade on the Mega Drive version.
yeah, but the soundtrack is actually, I thought, was pretty okay. So
Soundtrack's amazing.
it's what saves this game pretty much. But it had a problem where the normal ways of trying to convert it just wouldn't work. And so thanks to a programmer, like hacker, whatever you want to call him, by the name of Yo Soy Nacho, he was able to figure out that the reason why it wouldn't work, because so you know how on our Mega CDs we have the BIOS image of like Sonic waving his finger and goes Sega with like little stars going across. That is longer than the startup for the Japanese Mega CD. And
Yeah, that was a really short one.
because of that, there's something in the code of this game that is time related. And because ours take longer, it meant that the game can't boot properly because it's expecting the BIOS array to be finished. And it's like, no, it's still going. It's just like, oh, so it doesn't load stuff. But so initially he thought he couldn't actually get this to work, that he wouldn't be able to do it, that it would just be too difficult. And then he came back to be like, oh yeah, it turns out it's a really simple fix. I found where the timer is and just made it, wait longer before booting up, and suddenly it works. And now, yeah, so this is now available online for both NTSC, so Sega CD in America, and now for PAL, for our Mega CDs. Whether or not you should play it, very debatable, but the fact that we should have the choice of being able to play it is, my belief.
I love Pants games, and I'm definitely going to download that because it sounds like it's Pants, and but I'm just going to give it a go.
The music is all full speed as well, which is quite useful because none of it needs a timing issue with ending at certain cutscenes and stuff like that. So thankfully, and the game is really slow, even in like NTSC. So you don't notice any speed difference in PAL at all because some Muppet decided on the day it was converted he was going to play and complete it.
Yeah,
I wonder which Muppet that might be.
To complete it outside of Japan, in the sense of an actual non-Japanese version.
The person to complete the PAL copy of that game.
Because, I mean, like other games that have been converted, the software to do the conversion has been around for years. So I'm not pretending that the majority of the stuff that I do has already been done by someone else. But this is one of the few times where I'm like, no one else has done this. Otherwise, they would have released it online, you would like to think. So, yeah, you have that on there, Martin.
I don't know whether they think you're a sadist or not, but
yeah, it's got some good ideas in it. They just could have sped it up and made the hitboxes better.
Yeah, but
I think
just to give it a try, Martin. It's an interesting game. It has some interesting ideas in it. I mean, who knows?
Can you tell me what it is? What sort of game is it?
It's a hybrid. Yeah, it's a hybrid game. So basically, at the start of each stage, you do like a small platforming segment that's very laden with obstacles and things to get through. And the idea is to just sap your energy as much as possible. That's why the stages are there. When you get to the end of it, you'll basically fight a boss effectively, and it becomes a one-on-one fighter. Because the sequel is Black Hole Assault, which was a one-on-one fighter. It basically took the one-on-one fights and just did that. But yeah, but that's basically it. It just goes stage, fight, stage, fight, stage, fight. I found a way to cheese it, though, thankfully, which was the only way you could complete it because, like I said, the hitboxes are awful. But if you do your sort of spinning kick, you can basically get their little power bar down to the point where they can't retaliate so much, and then you can just start wailing on them a little bit. And they also can't hit you if you're using your jetpack, and obviously the same for them. If they're using their jetpack, they can't hit you. So the instant you land or you're ready to go, you just jetpack out the way because they will just immediately start hitting you, and you just get stuck in a combo. So just by combining the kick and the jetpack, you could practically go the entire round without taking a hit, which when I played it properly, I couldn't even beat the first boss. It was just impossible.
Cool. I'll definitely give it a go then.
So, on the previous note of, you might not be able to see this, but Mini Martin on a tractor.
Oh, look at that! It's even
And
got a
also a
trailer.
little tin can banger.
Very nice.
Have your
about-
family seen those?
Say again?
Have your family seen those?
Those are family. Oh yeah. My immediate family.
Your wife and kids, I mean, not.
Yeah, my wife and kids have seen them. But yeah, that was 1988, give or take.
Wow.
So
How time flies.
mm,
It's funny taking pictures of our like children now. It's like it's crazy to think these are the pictures they're going to be wheeling out, like in sort of 20 years' time. Going, oh man, do you remember that Trolls T-shirt I had and stuff like that? It's like it's crazy, and
well, I've recently been playing the new Simon the Sorcerer game that came out, Simon the Sorcerer Origins, and the amount of like 90s nostalgia in that is ridiculous. Like there's cassette tapes, Rick Astley's playing, there's VHS, there's all sorts. Because obviously the original game came out in 1993, I think it was. So
sounds about right. Yeah.
And of course, it's got Chris Barry in it, so can't go wrong with that.
Nice. Chris Barry. That's Jesus. That's a blast in the past.
Saw what John did then. I was like, yeah. Rimmer.
Yeah.
Smeghead.
But back onto the conversions, I've pretty much given a list of this is what I would like, as you can go along, if you could do these. And you'll be happy to hear, Martin, that one of the ones I've asked for is the Marky Mark make your own video. Which initially he was like, he was trying to figure out how to change the actual footage. And I said, sorry, not to contradict you, but because I took the make your video, there was 3 entries. We got 2 of them in PAL, but we didn't get Marky Mark. So when I was trying to do it myself, I took a look at the 2 we did get, compare it to the American version, and the files were identical except for the main and sub. The files that tell how the game should work. Like go with this speed, all that kind of stuff. Otherwise, all the footage, all the music video stuff, are 100% identical on both. And so I said, I'm sorry, but I think that. And then it's like, oh, okay, yeah, so he has to hopefully, and I'm also want to use this as a launching point, because there are some other games which need to have this kind of optimization, but the fact that he has the other 2 to look at that we did get in PAL, I think is kind of the perfect thing to use as how do you make a 60 hertz game work at 50 hertz properly? Because
might be able to use that for Potful Mail, because obviously we're having issues with that one, aren't we?
Yeah, and Dark Wizard. Because Dark Wizard, I haven't.
2 games we want.
Yeah, Dark Wizard is a strategy RPG, but I haven't released that one because after the first cutscene, after you hit start, the game just crashes back to BIOS. You can skip it, but it's a bit unfair to people just to know that. I mean, yes, I could put it on the archive page, but still, you should be able to not worry, because if a later cutscene does the same thing, you won't know, and I don't know if the game saved or not. So you could lose out on a battle that you've been doing for an hour because a cutscene decided to boot you back to the BIOS. So anyway, but the other one that he's also been looking at is for something I've been wanting for years, and that is the 50 hertz implementation of the Streets of Rage 3 soundtrack on the game.
Oh, nice.
So actually play at the right speed and not be slowed down. So yes, so I've given her a list of things. He is being paid for this. I hasten to add, I even got my credit card cancelled, had to be redone because they thought I'd been hacked or something. Because he's in Argentina, and it turns out that trying to send money to them is extremely difficult, but it does work with crypto.
So far, only Sean and I are the ones that haven't been dodgy with a credit card. Because Teg obviously used his parents' credit card to buy some Mega CD stuff as a kid or whatever, and you're trying to bribe people with money to make games.
Whoa! Bribe is a very strong word. Incentive.
Yeah. Incentives. Yeah.
Incentivize. Well, my hands are clean on this one. I've never had any credit card fraud that is proven, put it that way. So that's
you can't prove it was me.
You can't prove it was me, but yeah.
And we have with us our special guest, Ali, aka 60 Reservoirs. Hello, Ali.
Above that. It's the fun day. How you doing, my friend?
I'm good, thank you. How are you doing?
I'm good. I'm in a special world.
I was going to say, you look like you're actually kind of developing. The game we'll be talking about in a bit in the studio you're in.
I am. I'm trying to make a sequel, but it's hard getting actors these days. So I was going to ask you later on.
Oh, I am always available. Like with a face like this and my acting chops. It's criminal that I'm not in a professional production.
Wasted. I'm going to put you that way.
But so we found out it's difficult trying to get 5 people with like jobs and families together in one place at the same time. 4 has been difficult enough in the past for us, but 5. But thank you for being our first special guest on the show. So it's brilliant to have you on.
First and last after this.
But so I wanted before we get into the game that people probably already know is Night Trap, but what is your history with the Mega CD?
My history, we've got to go way back in time when I was a 8 bits and bobs, when I was just a teenager. Oh my days. Mr. John, you're going to have to remind me, when did the Mega CD come out? What year was it? So I can work out what age I was at the time.
Oh, I want to say either 1991 maybe in Japan. I am going to
see here. I was 13 at the time. 12?
So the Mega CD's released. Oh, come on. It had more information, but then stupid.
Okay. I remember being in primary school anyway when it came out.
Japan, December 1991. North America, October 1992. And then the rest of the world in 1993.
93. So, well, either way, I was either in the last year of primary school or the first year of secondary school when it came out. And my first experience of it was my best friend at the time. I don't know what happened to him, Mr. Colin. Now, Colin, we were both Sega fans. We both had Master Systems. We both had Mega Drives. But he was the first one out of our group of friends to get the Mega CD. So that was my first experience of it. And I remember going around to his house and him putting on, there's 2 games at the time when we first played it. Sonic CD.
Of course.
Road Avenger, was it?
Yeah, Road Avenger.
Yeah. And I remember playing that and just thinking, well, I was kind of in mixed minds. First of all, I was blown away because it was when I first saw that Sonic CD, the intro, with that anime, I was like, oh my days, this is so cool. And at the time when we was that age, that's when I kind of started watching anime anyway. That's probably when I started watching stuff like Akira and stuff like Fist of the North Star, Guyver, all of that kind of stuff. So when it was that kind of manga style anyway, when you saw it, it was oh my days, this is amazing. I absolutely. And I remember playing Road Avenger mostly because it was the first time where you got to play a game where you wasn't playing the game. You're kind of watching it, but then making choices. It was left, right, up, down, whatever the buttons were. And I'm thinking, I'm kind of liking this, but at the same time, it's a bit weird because you've got to time it. Everything was timed. So it was more about timing your button action, if that makes sense. So that was kind of my first experience. And then Colin got Night Trap as well. It must have been for his birthday because back then, same as me, most kids got games for either your birthday or for Christmas. And used to play the games to death. Used to complete them, play them again, complete them, try and get a better score, but try and collect all the Chaos Emeralds if it was Sonic. And we was playing Night Trap. So we've got funny memories. And at the same time on TV was probably what it reminded me of. Used to watch all those what was it on Trouble TV? You had all the Nickelodeon shows. Yeah. You had all the shows, and you had stuff like Saved by the Bell. And it reminds me of, I used to love Saved by the Bell for Tiffany. Oh la la, she was hot.
Still is.
Yeah, it just had those vibes. It had that cheesy high school kid vibe, and it just had those Saved by the Bell vibes to it. But yeah, I reckon, me personally, I didn't get a Mega CD until I got my like first part-time job when I used to work in Sega World, Trocadero, which is like 15-minute walk from where I am. I still wish I kept the jacket, that waistcoat with Sega World on the back. But I saved up all my money. The first paycheck was a Sega Saturn, which was a loads. I don't know how many months I had to save up for that. And then after I got my Sega Saturn, I was like, I've got to go back in time and get the Mega CD. And that's when I started getting a few games. I got a copy of Snatcher. Oh my days, what a game!
Snatcher.
An awesome game. And started like building up my collection from that. And that's kind of my path into like for Mega CD. As a kid, I never had one, but obviously my best friend Colin, we used to go around to Trevor's houses all the time. Our weekends were just amazing. Our weekends consisted of karate in the morning because of a Karate Kid. Everyone was inspired by the Karate Kid.
Of course.
Karate in the morning. We used to go on our BMXs in the afternoon, and then like late afternoon, early evening, we'd be either around my friend Colin's house, Stafford, Jason Pereira, what a guy, or our place, and we used to play like computer games. And yeah, Colin was the first one to get the Mega CD for Lucky Git. But at the same time, even though I've got one now, it's like a nostalgia thing. It's not where I love playing it, and I love the system. I love the look of it. It's stylish. I don't know. There's something about it. I just
sorry.
love
Model 1 or Model 2?
I've got the Mark 1. I had to get the Tower of Power.
Yeah.
I had to. It's just not that it matters. It's just the way it looks at the end of the day, isn't it? But I always liked the stack.
Yeah.
It kind of reminds me of like those, Joe, like your parents. They used to, if your parents had one, like the mini
the
hi-fi.
hi-fi kind of systems, you know.
That vibe about it, especially with the lights at the front of it. Just like kind of vibe it had to it, which I just love. And even though I don't play it as much, it's still there, like stacked up, ready if I need to. But I just love looking at it. It's just really, you've got the 32X on top of it, and then you got the Game Genie, and then you got Sonic and Knuckles on top, and then you got another game. It's just wicked. But yeah, my first, so I got to experience it when it came out, the Mega CD, at the height of, if it had a height. Did it ever peak? I don't know if it did, or if it did, but I got to play it not at home, but I suppose it was nice to play it with friends. It was a good experience. It's good memories.
Yeah.
Like those good times, like playing it with friends. I never played it on my own. It was always with other people. So yeah, Mr. Bun Dave, that was my first experience going back. Cool, all those years. I must have been like 12, 13 at the time when it came out. The little 8-bit bobs.
8-bit bobs. I mean, it sounds like you might need to reconnect with your old friend if you can.
Do you know what? I tried to. I don't know. I'm not really on social media that much. I did look him on Instagram. Couldn't find him. But yeah, who knows? Maybe some more digging. See if he's still got it. Go around his house.
Yeah, go and play some Night Trap together.
Play some Night Trap together. Check out Girls in Skimpy. It wasn't even that rude.
No, but
it's so lame what happened about that game. But yeah,
but we'll get to that in a moment. But okay, so I think you may have already answered the question, but just in case, why did you pick Night Trap for this episode?
When I think of the Mega CD, it's the first game that just pops into my mind. I don't know why. There's so many games I've played on it, like I mentioned, Sonic CD, Road Avenger. But I don't know, that game just pops in my head just because it's a game you just don't take serious. I don't know anyone who would take that game serious. It's just a laugh. It uses, I suppose, the Mega CD. I mean, you can correct me, but I believed Sega brought it out to show off its like real video, to show off video content, to kind of, I suppose that's how loads of consoles went, like the 3DO and stuff. But I don't know. It just shows off the video capabilities of it, and there's that kind of video gaming element rather than drawn pixels. You know, you're playing a game from start to finish. This is like it's like a movie. It's like a movie game, which is pretty much what it is.
The demo CD they created way back when, 1991, like did show a bit of like, you know, actual video content. This is just my opinion, but it seems like to me the full FMV was more like Sega of America instead of Sega of Japan. Like I can't really think of, there might be one or two, but like that full motion video kind of style game, not like Road Avenger, but as in like Night Trap or Sewer Shark, always seemed to be more like from America rather than from Japan. That was just my opinion. I could be mistaken, but that's what it seemed like to me. So
well, that's all I know of. I can't really think of any more of that. Did of that kind of full video movie experience. It was like a Hollywood thing, not Hollywood, but like an American. Yeah, I can't think of any Japanese games which did that, like which originated from Japan.
Kamen Rider, I believe, is one of them. So
Kamen
Rider, I think.
I haven't heard of that one. I haven't come across that one. What's that?
No, I think it did get released in the US as well, but I think it was like kind of similar style to like Power Rangers, for example. So it's I could be mistaken. Maybe it was an American production, but I feel like it's Japan. But
okay.
Yeah, but
it was. But Night Trap, you obviously know about it, but Night Trap came about because it did actually originate as a movie.
It was not a game to begin with.
Yeah, and then it was just I don't know what happened with the movie, but then it just ended up being a game with the footage got put together and ended up being a game. So I suppose that's true to what you said as well. Like coming from America, it wasn't even supposed to be a game at the end of the day. It was a movie which ended up getting made into a game. Like all got spliced together and packaged up as Night Trap. So
But what do you think of Night Trap? Like as playing it? I mean, as in like, you know, as a game. What did you think of it?
I love it. I love it. There's just I don't know what it is. You're just going back in time to that era, and I don't know. It's just enjoyable. It's fun. It's a game which doesn't take itself serious. If you go in with the mindset that I'm not going to take this game serious, it is what it is. It doesn't pretend to be anything else. It's enjoyable. It's a fun game to play, and actually, if you try and get a perfect score, it's quite a challenging game to play as well, you know, because you can't sit back. It's a game where you can't sit back and just watch it, and by playing it how you're supposed to play it, by dipping in and out, going between, cutting into conversations midway which don't even make any sense, you play it tactically and you kind of work it out as a puzzle. Okay, so first I've got to go here. First, I've got to put this passcode in. Then I've got to go back to this scene, listen out to some information, go back here, then catch all the weird zombie auger. What are they called? Augers? Augers?
Augers.
Try and catch them all. And yeah, it's just a fun game. And I've played it. I've managed to get, I've got a really good score on it. But it took a lot of attempts. It took a lot of going back and forth and working out. Yeah, I can't just sit back with my popcorn and watch it. I've got to get involved. I've got to get in there. I've got to act. And yeah, it's a fun game. I really enjoy it. I don't know if it's a weird one. Say if you picked it up not knowing what it was and you played it, you might think, oh, do you know what? This is a bit shit. It's like, what the hell is all this is bad? This is a mess. But going back, I've played it more as an adult, so obviously I know what it's about.
Yeah.
So I know what it doesn't pretend to be what it's not supposed to be. It is what it is, and if you take it as that, it's a fun game. It's a fun game. What did you think, Mr. Bundy? Do you like it? Do you like Night Trap?
Yeah, because I never played it until now, so as in like for this show, but it's one I've heard about for like several years. And the first thing I was actually really impressed was with actually the technology, as in having the different 8 video streams. Okay, sometimes they're just a static image, but having to go through and pick different ones, and then the fact that you will miss certain like of some of the video or like action, there was like some of the story because you're paying attention on this camera over here, but it's really there's stuff also happening over here, and it's just like for when it was released, I thought that was just so incredibly creative use of for the FMV game, really, compared to just the traditional like press A here or press up or whatever. Like, you know, actually made you think and gave you replayability to see everything.
Yeah, 100%. I totally agree with you. Yeah, there's so much to it when you think about it like that. It's so intricate the way it's been put together and the outcomes that can happen and how the story can just change depending on how you're playing it. You know, it could just end. That guy, I'm terrible with names, but you know the main man in command?
The dad.
Yeah, it's funny. Do you know what? I didn't even speak about it. It's actually a funny game. Like the script's really funny. Like the whole funny, like the dad and the mum. It's I don't know. It reminds me of the dad from American Pie.
Jim's dad.
It's even got like American Pie vibes, even though that's come later on.
Yeah.
It's just that American high school, just banter. Just I don't know. It makes you want to be a schoolgirl, Mr. Bundy.
Because so
want to go to a slumber party. Maybe we'll do a slumber party.
Yeah, we'll get the talk as well.
It's going to be a rampage slumber party. Yeah. But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's just a fun game. It's a fun story. It's enjoyable. And it's rewarding. Once you manage to complete it and do it really well, try and get a perfect score, there's a lot of satisfaction from it. So as well. Yeah, it's just, I've got a love for it. And it's just, even if you're playing it with friends, if you was having a few drinks, it would be quite a fun game to play as well.
I think so. Yeah, I think it's not designed as a party game, but it's probably a fun party game. You know, of like doing people taking turns doing terms of like to go over here and like do a shot every time you miss one of the augers. Yeah.
Do you know what I'm surprised about? It might have even happened. I don't know if it ever did. Do you know when you get those like board games with videotape?
Oh yes, like Nightmare.
Ever done as a little sideline to it, like a little Sega should have done like a VHS board game version of it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, because Sega didn't create this game, so I guess it's probably down to the rights or whatever. But
yeah, I wonder.
But
there's a Sega. I've got it at home. It's either Tomy or Tyco, where it's a little steering wheel, and it's got a car at the end of it, like a plastic one. Oh, yeah. And when you do the steering wheel, the car goes either left or right.
Oh, is that Outrun?
Yeah, it's a driving game. I can't remember what the driving game's called.
To me, it just sounds like the Outrun, but you know.
Yeah, I don't think it's called Outrun though. It's called, I don't know, but it comes with a VHS tape, and you play it along with that.
Oh, okay. Right. In that case, yeah, no, the one I'm thinking of is not that. It has like an LED screen on it, so no, it's different.
Yeah, sort of thing. Yeah, but I would be funny though if a developer, I don't know.
Well, I mean, FMV games have kind of had a resurgence in the last couple of years. Like, as of like recording, Limited Run Games have announced they're bringing back Slam Dunk City with Pippin, you know. So the actual Sega CD version, they're bringing that back, you know, because they did Night Trap previously. So.
Oh yeah, because Night Trap came out again, Limited Run as well, didn't it? They brought it out to like Pippin. Was it Switch as well?
Yeah, they got modern release, so PC, console, and Switch. Because have you only played the Mega CD port?
I've only played the Mega CD port. Yeah. I haven't played. I did look it up. I was actually tempted to buy it on PS4. I love the cover as well. That front cover is just, I think that's iconic as well. That's such a, it's probably my favorite Mega CD front cover.
Mhm.
There's something about it. It's that kind of B movie vibe. That woman with a right. It's just cool. It's just a cool image as well. And I think when it came out on the PS4 and stuff, it just got another surge, didn't it? People discovering it and finding there's like a new fan base for it, or people who loved it back then saying, "Do you know what? I want to replay it again. I don't have a Mega CD. I want to play it on my PS4 now." So, yeah, that's cool as well.
Because it also added in a save feature.
Yeah.
Halfway through.
Hardware. Original CD for Mega CD, put it in. Like, playing it originally.
How
So
was it
cool.
intended?
Yes. Yeah. Good game, Mr. Bundy.
Yeah, because we've recorded like the rest of us. We've now spoken about it, and yeah, we really enjoyed it as well. And only 2 of us got through to the end. The other 2 have another try. I don't know when this will be edited in, so I don't want to like spoil like who's done what. But yeah, because I
used to play it, like complete it.
no, definitely like I haven't 100%ed it. I didn't get all the augurs, but I did get the proper ending where you got all of the family members.
Yeah.
So I did that, and because I was playing the CD32X port, so it had higher res video instead. So I mean, because you have a 32X, I have no idea how much that copy goes for now. But if you want to see, well, I mean, you could YouTube it as well, I guess. But if you've got the Tower of Power, you could also like utilize that as well.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah. Do you know what? I don't even have any 32X games. I literally bought it just to stick on top drive, but I haven't got any games for it. Don't have any.
You should really check out Doom Fusion, which uses the whole Tower of Power. So it takes the 32X port of Doom, but then it's pretty much a brand new game, but they have to base it off of something, and it's full of all of Doom 1, all of Doom 2, and like master levels as well. So it uses the whole Tower of Power because you have to have a CD and a cart as well.
Yeah.
So that's a homebrew.
Oh wow! And it looks good.
I'll send you a link for it actually, because there are people who've packaged it up, but otherwise, because you don't have an EverDrive, I don't believe, or a flash cartridge.
No, I've got one for the Mega Drive.
Oh, that's it. That's what you need. So if you have,
I've got that. I've got an EverDrive.
Okay, well, yeah. I'll send you some details after we're done about it. Yeah.
Oh, amazing! Yeah.
Yeah, you'll need to burn a CD for it. But yeah, then you have a bit on your flash cartridge and the CD, and it will Tower of Power. And you can also use the link cable to do 2-player co-op.
Oh, really? That's amazing.
Yeah,
that's amazing. I don't even have any facilities to burn CDs anymore.
Right. Okay. In which case, then I mean, it's up to you. You might want to actually have like a box, a CD for the shelf, or otherwise, I could always send you the CD. That part of it if you need. So
yeah, maybe because Ivo, I had a problem. So this is my second Mega CD. The first one died when I was doing a live stream.
Ooh.
I was running a copy, and I don't know if it was because of if it was a copy disc, it burnt out the laser. Well, I don't know. There a difference between playing an original disc and a copy disc on terms of like how it affects the laser?
It does, but the laser can be replaced. Like when I bought my Mega CD a couple of years ago, it was advertised with a replacement brand new laser in there. So that was...
You didn't have to worry about it.
Correct. So, I mean, I'm guessing you've chucked your old Mega CD, but you...
But this one I've got now is working. So basically, when I bought mine as well, bought my Mega CD, and then it died. but I bought it on the basis of like you. It had a all fully recapped, new laser, new belt.
Okay,
Then
good.
I sent it to this other guy called Kevin Woodford. I don't know if you know him. He's another YouTuber. He said, "Oh, let me take a look at it." And he opened it up and he said, "No, he hasn't done anything." So then I won my eBay case, and then I got the second one, and that's worked. It's been good. So
Okay, good.
yeah.
Well, I'll send you the information, and then if worst case, I can always send you a CD, because it's like there's very little reason to actually have the Tower of Power, because there was some 32X or CD 32X games, but they're mostly like ports of CD games, like Night Trap. Whereas this is a pure like, okay, there's a 32X only version, but this is a like it uses the full Tower of Power, and it's just like until we get more homebrew kind of creations, then this is like the pinnacle of what you can do so far with the system, with the complete tower. So it's like, I talk about it to anyone who has a 32X and a Mega CD. You should be using this. You should be playing this.
You're like a spokesman for it.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like, hey, this is what you should do with it. Yeah, that's true. Do you know what, Mr. John Bundy? We didn't even recite the famous song in Night Trap.
Night Trap.
Night Trap. I don't even know how it goes. I've forgotten.
Well, I can get the lyrics up if you like.
Let's do a little rendition of it.
Night Trap song lyrics. Okay. I need something to use. Okay. Oh, go away, cookies. Right.
I've got a banana.
Love is easy by the light of day. You get the boys to fade away. Though at sundown when darkness falls, passion burns and danger calls. So girls, go out only if you dare. You better be good, you better beware. Night Trap, bad boys will find you. Night Trap, watch out behind you. Night Trap. Girls, if you try to make it right, you'll be caught in the night. Night Trap. Ooh.
That was perfect. I had a banana as well. This has been in my pocket all day, Mr. Bundy.
Wow. It knew that you needed it as a prop.
Yeah. Who knew I needed it as a mic to sing Night Trap with Mr. Bundy?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I think the intention is to have it actually the song in the video itself. So we'll see in edit, where Martin puts it.
So is Martin editing it?
Yeah, he's got the attention to like the Night Trap actual like interface.
Oh, yeah. Just realised all my screens have gone black. But yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah, I do wicked. Yeah.
Yeah, and our heads talking will be like the different TV monitors.
Perfect.
That's its intention. Whether or not
enough about it, Mr. Bundy.
Well, you and I will both see it once it goes live, but Martin's moving very shortly, so he's packing everything up now. So I don't know if he'll be able to get this edited in time. We'll see. So,
well, I look forward to it for when it comes out. If it's next week, next month, if it's next year, it'll be fun.
Share if you would be much appreciated.
I'll share it on my Insta because I've got more. I don't know. I'll get more of a following on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
So if I do like a story and I post it, and you can share the link, it's better. But I'll put it on YouTube. Usually when I share something on YouTube, it gets like 1 view. So
the YouTube, like, that's a completely separate conversation. So, but But if you're interested, we spun the wheel, and the next game we're going to be playing is Lethal Enforcers.
Lethal Enforcers. I've not played that one. I don't have that one.
No, I have a copy, and I have both light guns, but I've never really properly played it, so it'll be interesting to see how that goes. And like, I'll try 2-player. So then, but again, that episode might not get done until January. We'll see. So
was that FMV as well, or is that just a normal kind of game?
It's more arcade style, I think, because it's Konami. I don't think it's FMV. I think it's more like like a pixel art, I think.
Because what was that other game which it's a shoot 'em up, but it's FMV.
Mad Dog McGee.
Yes, Mad Dog McGee. Yeah, that's what console was that on?
Mega CD or Sega CD as well.
Yeah, I know that's the kind of game I know of it.
Mhm.
I've played it, but not too much. But yeah, that was another use of FMV, wasn't it?
Yeah, Mad Dog was, yeah.
And that was like came from America, I guess, as well.
Yeah, that one though hasn't had you didn't get a PAL release, and it's on the list for me to convert. But the problem is you don't know how much the hertz difference will affect it.
Yeah,
there's another one called Who Shot Johnny Rock, and it's so much worse in PAL because of the speed difference. So yeah. Apologies though, but I'm gonna have to love you and leave you because I need to sort the kids' bedtime.
I'm glad we got it done.
Yeah. Also, thank you for coming on, for making time, and for staying at work.
Hey, that's for dedication.
Is there anything you would like to plug? Anything you'd like to say? Signing off.
Yeah, I want to say if anyone sees Feed Me Chicken, cook him, fry him, however way you want. Pluck his feathers, bend his beak. That is a dirty, rotten chicken. Eat him and spit him out. Stamp on him. Set him on fire.
I mean, again, I don't know when this episode will come out, but if it's still current, I believe you're also up for YouTuber of the Month.
Yeah, Goldtooth texted me about that. I was like, what are you going? The guy who nominated me didn't get in contact with me to tell me that he was nominating me. I didn't know until a few days after I got nominated, but I'm going to use it as a way to. I want to come back into it anyway. I want to start doing these streams and stuff anyway, and do what I've got. So I want to film it in here.
Yep.
And I want to do like pick two games which have got two amazing soundtracks, and put them off against each other. And then next week we'll get a new game and we'll put that against that game. I want to do some kind of music-based like podcast series. And yeah, I want to get back into it like slowly. So
awesome. Well, thank you for doing this with us. So because we are.
Apologies it took so long, and I couldn't do it with everyone else. But yeah,
the joys of being middle-aged.
Yes,
making our dates work. So.
Yeah. Oh.
Cool. Great. Thank you so much for coming on. I have no idea how this will work in edit, but we will say bye. So bye.
Bye.
Right, Ali hasn't been able to join us yet, so in the fairness of time, we are going to start talking about the game, and then within the edit, in some way, shape, or form, we'll have Ali in as well. So, the game that we're talking about is Night Trap, and this is a game that was picked by Ali, and hopefully we'll hear his thoughts either now or later. I don't know, I'm not doing the edit. But, who here had... I think we all had heard of Night Trap. Let's just say we all had heard of it, but who here actually played Night Trap before you got picked for this?
Two of us.
Just
the two
Okay.
Martin.
Okay, 50%. Okay. Right. In which case, I suppose before we get into how did you all first hear about the game? Like, I'll be honest, I didn't hear about the game until later. So not like when it came out, but a lot later. So, okay, if we go to Sean, because I think the Martins will probably be able to talk about it more, but did you hear about Night Trap when it was released, or was it like a lot later thanks to YouTube?
It was definitely a lot later because, like I said, I think in the first episode, I never really had a Mega CD growing up. It was very much around my friend Gary's, and we were way too young to be playing games like this. So, yeah, I definitely came. It had that sort of status, didn't it? Like it was a bit of a legendary game when you, especially when I first started YouTube. You used to be able to pick Mega CD stuff up for so cheap. So I definitely fell into it after sort of, yeah, sort of when I started YouTube, to be honest, never really had much playing experience of it other than playing this during the video here.
Awesome. Okay, and then Teg, Martin, do you want to tell us about, well, how did you first hear about the game and how you first played it?
Well, the first time I heard about the game was obviously through the old magazines, but it was when that was like a passing thing. It was like, oh, okay, that is what it is, whatever. But it was obviously when the controversy came up about it. Now, if I'm correct, I could be wrong, but that game and Mortal Kombat, this game and Mortal Kombat led to the creation of the ESRB, was it? Something like that.
That's what I read.
And that's when I really was like, oh, well, I've got to get this game. You know, I've got to get this. And obviously, as I mentioned in a previous Mega CD Appreciation Society video, when I had my Mega CD, I eventually got it then. And then I'll be honest with you, nothing's changed since back then. Haven't really got very far in it, not at least on the Mega CD anyway. But it was something new. It was something new. Lots of things were being tried then, and that's how I first come about it. Mainly because of all the controversy over it. But first, you know, and then eventually, not I don't know when it was, but I did eventually get a copy of it, and a lot of that was based upon the VHS cassette I showed earlier, because I was watching that over and seeing it. Oh, this is adding the icing on the cake for me. So. So that's kind of where it is, and you know, I do have it. So
a physical, yes. Oh,
so
actually,
yeah. So
would you mind just reading out on the back? What does it say? Like,
okay, it says, my eyes aren't as good as they used to be. Night Trap is the first CD title with continuous full motion video and audio. It plays like a movie with hours of awesome gameplay, and that's what it says. That's all it says.
Okay, fair enough. And
So,
can we
yeah.
see the CD, please?
Certainly. Well, that's 2 CDs. I'll just
Yeah, sorry, 2 CDs, yeah.
because here we go. This is going to be interesting, isn't it? Let me just shut the back one because they both look the same. One says disc 1, one says disc 2.
Okay, yep. Nice.
So, and that is a replacement case. An original one from the 80s or early 90s, but just one that wasn't the original because it was cracked.
For that game. Cool. Now, Alan Martin, what was your experience?
It looks like I'm the only one that actually played it at the time then. I never heard of it. I rocked up at my cousin's one day. I'd already played on their Mega CD a few times with titles like Sonic CD and stuff like that. So I believe I played it in 1993 itself, which is when it came out in PAL territories. I was about 8 at the time. Didn't know what it was. Nobody was there to stop me. I just put it in and played it and thought, this is cool. Like none of the violence or anything else really seemed to bother me or anything like that. It was, it was campy, but I didn't hear about any of the controversy or any of that until much, much later, because obviously I think some of the articles and other things about it just weren't in any of the magazines that I'd picked up at the time. But I think for what it was, I thought it was a decent enough game. I'd not really played a full motion video game because I'd not played things like Sewer Shark or any of these other games at that point. So that was my first actual FMV game on the Mega CD. Didn't get to play it again for a very, very long time until the re-release came out a few years ago on modern consoles, which is when I was finally able to actually complete it. Although I had managed to see a bit of it as a kid because my cousins had a guide for it in one of their magazines, so I used that to sort of do some of it. So I did actually get to see a bit of the game, albeit I don't remember much of it at that point, but I have completed it a few times now, and yeah, it's a good fun game. So.
Cool. And I don't know if we would have gone through this with AA or not, but I suppose for those who aren't aware, the game itself is, I think, actually, okay, yes, it's an FMV game, and the Mega CD has a bad reputation for FMV games. Okay, we're all aware of that. What I think is actually very interesting was very fascinating was the control method of the game. So for those who don't know, you are actually controlling several different video feeds. So this isn't just, film clip, press the button at a certain time. No, you actually have 8 video feeds which represent different rooms of a house plus the driveway as well. and then you have to switch between them. So there are 8 concurrent feeds that are happening at the same time. And if you spend too long watching one, you can miss something crucial on another one. So that is kind of like partly how they're trying to get you to do different playthroughs, because then you learn more about what the heck is going on. But also there are like code changes through the game, which will be on a specific time on specific cameras, that if you miss that, then you can no longer perform the actions of the game. So try and avoid too much of spoilers, but it's a bunch of girls who come to this like home for like some fun times, and then suddenly they start getting kidnapped. I think, is that a good way to summarize the events of the game? I don't really want to give out too much, but does anyone have a better way of explaining it?
Yeah, it's a typical horror flick, isn't it? They get kidnapped for whatever nefarious purposes the antagonists want to use them for, and the idea of the game is to basically save them, unlike US Congress, who seem to think it was the opposite.
Yes, they were very ill-advised, as in they literally had no idea what was going on in the game.
Yeah, they never even played the game. So.
No. But yeah, like I'm not aware of any other games that use that technology of like the different camera feeds, is what I'm trying to say, until I think more modern type indie games.
Double Switch didn't it? Which was the next one they did.
So it's their patent.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't think any others. I mean, yeah, that would be the only one I could think of, to be honest with you. There was a sort of beta test for it called Scene of the Crime, which was a very short 5 or 10 minute game, which used the same sort of method, except because it was set in like a 1930s, 40s sort of vibe. Instead of CCTV cameras, it just used like a paper map of the building itself, and it was a lot shorter. But that game is actually included in the re-release of Night Trap that came out a few years ago, so you can actually play it in its complete form and see obviously how that idea then evolved into Night Trap.
Oh, cool.
Wow. I never knew that. That's pretty cool.
And I suppose one thing we should probably cover is the fact that, like we mentioned, the game got a modern re-release, but the method I used to play it for this show was the CD32X release. So there are several games that were released on the Mega CD, but then were re-released they're still CDs, and you still had to have the Mega CD, but they also then used the 32X to give you better picture quality, like higher resolution video for the games. There are several that did this, and I decided, because I've got a 32X, I need a good excuse for doing it. So for using the machine. So that's the one I went for. So it's better quality images. For those who played the original Mega CD release, what did you think of the film quality? To me, for my release, I felt was fine, but I'm curious what you guys felt.
Well, I'll go first, seeing as I actually played it at the time. As a kid, it didn't really bother me. It was quite grainy, as a lot of the FMV games were back then. But as a kid, I didn't really notice that, because obviously we were comparing it to VHS at the time, and obviously in PAL territories we were used to really good quality video, because PAL was actually a superior format to NTSC for stuff like that. So it did look quite grainy, but it didn't really bother me. But I played both versions recently, as well as the re-release, which I think also included, there was also a 3DO version as well, if I remember rightly, or one of those sort of random consoles. So each iteration has had slightly different video quality to it. So obviously the Mega CD is the worst version in terms of picture quality, but it was also the original release, because it's effectively NTSC recorded video. So already the quality is going to be less than it could have been just for that alone. And it was recorded in the 80s itself, but we obviously didn't get Night Trap until the 90s. So it's already going to look worse than it should have done. But then obviously the CD32X version was done where they cleaned up an awful lot of it, because it could use the 32X grunt for color, because obviously it had a much larger color palette and could display more on screen. And then obviously the 3DO version, I think, was much better than that. And then the re-release is practically DVD quality, if not better, because it's obviously sharp and almost HD'd up, shall we say. So you can see the obviously increase in the video quality. But yeah, the Mega CD was very, very, very grainy on its own for obvious reasons, but it's still perfectly viewable. And if you take it in the context of the time, like VHS was still quite, frizzy and stuff like that in places. So, it wasn't that bad.
Tech, what did you think?
I was just thinking about like when Martin said he played it. So I was working this out from this is thing on a lot of games and CDs from the time. You can tell when they've been released because it quite often says it at the bottom. So this was 1993, as we've already discussed. So I did actually, I played this in 1994. So one long after Martin played it, I was 16, I think 15, 16. I don't know, 16. But I don't want to go over what Martin's just said because I'll be repeating it. But what I think what's worth mentioning is there's obviously there's a PlayStation 5 version. I think it's on PlayStation, definitely on Switch and on Steam. And the best version to play would be probably Switch or Steam because they are, I don't think that unless you're a collector, I don't think there's any reason or have a nostalgic connection to this game. I don't think there's any reason for you to go out and buy it. Not on a Mega CD, at least anyway. So or 3DO if you've got one of them. So it's best to look to see if you want to play it again. Go on like Steam or Switch, probably the best way. I've got lots of little nuggets of information about this game, which I know already, and some I didn't know, which I can get to as we go along, if as and when we need to.
I was going to say, worst case, we get to the end and you can just offload all the ones you haven't had a chance to say yet.
Yeah, but in regards to the quality, I think it's perfectly acceptable. I still think it is now, especially if you upscale it with an upscaler. Yeah. I think it actually looks better, but obviously then it makes the pixels pop out more. So it's. But I think it does. You wouldn't do yourself wrong if you've got a copy of this already on the Mega CD and use an upscaler for it on a new flat screen TV because it does look really. I think it looks really, really good. Just isn't as good as the newer released versions. So it's enjoyable. It's enjoyable to that point. So that's all I've got to say on the look of it.
Cool. Okay, in which case then, Sean, so as you came into it from very modern eyes, what did you, because you have a Bundy burn, so you're using the original Mega CD release. So what did you think?
So I think I did touch on this. I can't remember whether we were recording it anyway, but I was trying to look back at how I would have thought when I played it, like at that time. I thought it was really good. I mean, for the time, seeing the videos on there, I know people were touching on it. It was filmed in the 80s, but yeah, I mean, I loved it. I mean, I didn't get very far, to be honest, on it. I don't know how everyone else did, but yeah, I mean, it was. I loved the idea that you had the sort of different screens at the bottom. I never really knew that. I didn't really know how the game mechanics were. So, but yeah, I'll be honest, I quite enjoyed it. There's not many games I've played during these videos that we've made that I haven't enjoyed. So it's a real sort of, it's been really good to actually go back and play a lot of these games. But yeah, I was, for the time, I just played it like you said. It was the CD that you delivered for me in all legal purposes, shall we say. And yeah, it was good. I didn't have I had my upscaler to play it through for the TV. I played it on, I wouldn't suggest playing it on a non sort of retro gaming TV because the picture was stretched somewhat, putting it on my TV in the living room, and it didn't do it any favors, put it that way. They were like building blocks, some of the pixels, but anyway. Yeah, I mean, I thought it flowed pretty well. The concept of sort of going between the different cameras was really quite cool. I think if I'd played this back in the day, I would have been blown away by that because I've never really seen a game like that before.
Yeah.
Had there actually been games like that before? Anyone
Because if I remember reading correctly, I think this was actually something that they patented, they created it themselves, I believe.
Ah, right. Okay. Well, that makes sense. But no, I was very, very impressed. Yeah, it's not something I'm going to rush back to play, put it that way, but it's certainly something that I will sort of put on from time to time, I think, definitely.
Because for those who are unaware, so the game, as we have said, comes on 2 discs. The modern remaster includes, I think, a save point for disc 2, but the Mega CD and the CD32X copies, there is no save files whatsoever. And the runtime of the game is about, I think from memory, 25 minutes, I think it was, give or take. And so you can like get to the far, I mean, okay, I don't know how some of you felt, but at least with one I was playing, there were times when it struggled to go from one video to another. This wasn't very often, it was very specific times, but if you want to get like, you know, the best possible kind of ending is to capture all of the baddies. But when I was doing like a run like that, I was getting one right before when you have to capture the main, like the family member baddies, you know, where you go through that sequence at the end. And because it like took longer than it should have done to go from one camera to another, I missed the first one of the family members. And so suddenly it's just like, so on subsequent playthroughs, because I wanted to at least, you know, get all of the family members, you know, I had to skip trying to 100% it because I was like, no, I can't keep doing 25 minutes over and over and over again, you know. So I don't know if that was because of my burn or if that was because of the just how the game worked. But I mean,
I can jump in on that one actually. Yeah. So it always seems to do that whenever it's actually playing out of the ordinary footage. So obviously each CCTV camera has a still image effectively when nothing's happening, and then it loads in each clip whenever a certain time frame is comes into it, like with the augers as they were called, mooching about the house. And with that bit that you're talking about, there's a sequence where you need to have the CCTV camera highlighted, trap whoever you're trapping, and immediately flick over to the next video to give it that extra second to load, to then get that one. It's the only point where you really have to flick ridiculously quickly. But otherwise, as long as you've got recorded or whatever which camera you need to flick to beforehand, you can be there ahead of time, ready to capture whoever it needs to be. But it always seems to be whenever it's loading up footage that's not the still image, because obviously it's actually a video it's playing rather than, you know, effectively a still image. So that'd be why that's happening.
Okay, so it wasn't just me then. So okay, but so I suppose what I want to ask the next question is kind of like you're playing, how you went about playing it. So what I mean by that for me was the first time playing it, I went in with no preconceived notions of how I was going to play it. I just was like, I saw something interesting. I'll follow that person and try and like go along the cameras following them. And then like eventually I'll get a game over because I haven't been trapping any of the augers, and then reload. But then I know that some other stuff happened in a certain room. So then I'll try and see what's happening over there. And then until eventually I kind of like had enough pieces of the narrative puzzle that I'm like, okay, now I want to actually try and get through more of the game. But as I said about like the fact there's no save points and you have to play for 25 minutes, as you get further along, my desire to want to have to redo the earlier section starts to like dwindle. So yes, I'm having to like accept the fact that like there's one character who is a member of I can't remember the name of your organization that you work for. Like it's not the police, I don't think. It's like some kind of sorry?
Scat.
Sega Control attacks. Sega Control Attack something. Sega Control Attack
Team or something like that.
Team, yeah. But the actual name for the your other version is just something else. It's something like Special Control Team or something. But yeah, there you go. Scat. Horrible. They should never have chosen that shortening. That never.
Yeah. Well, I'm totally going to edit in a bit of Scatman John playing.
That's what I was about to say. You know, the 90s. I'm the Scatman. Bee-ba-ba-ba-bum.
Love it.
Anyway, so
we do agree.
So yeah, so there was a member of Scat who, like, when you first see him, he like knocks on the door, and he kind of seems like not necessarily like crazy, but he's a guy I think with like a black man with like a bandana or something, like a hippie, or he's meant to be, you know. And then like, oh okay, but then if you change the camera to like the outside, to the driveway, he's just like, yeah, like there's something very strange going on here. Like, it's like it's seeing those little things which you could potentially completely miss because you're just going for the augurs over a different part of the house. But they actually had like, all these actors doing these things, and some of them you could completely miss because you never actually bothered to go to that section of the cameras of the house, at those times to pick up on it because you're focusing on other stuff. And yeah, because there are 8 camera feeds. Don't get me wrong, like we mentioned before, like this could be a still image at times, but otherwise, the people are doing stuff throughout this entire 25 minutes. So yeah, okay. Back to my original point, I followed the cameras I wanted to follow until I got to the point of I actually now want to play the game properly. I mean, is that what you guys did, or did you do like something different? So, Retro Martin.
So obviously, I went in with full knowledge of how the game worked and pretty much what you had to do, because obviously I'd played the original and I'd also played the re-release a few years ago when I downloaded it digitally because it was on sale. Because I don't normally do digital games, but I got it anyway. So I was fully in the knowledge of exactly what you had to do. But when I did it for this, just as a full playthrough of the Mega CD and the CD32X version, I basically went in with a notepad and I just sat and watched one camera for as long as it took until I got the game over, because obviously it's the amount of augurs. So if you fail to catch 30 and the difference is 30, you failed. Even if you've got like 69 of them or 68 of them, as soon as it hits 99, you're dead. You'll lose. And what I'd do is I'd write down the time markers for when the augurs showed up until I got the game over. Then I'd restart the game and I'd look at another camera. And I did that several times in a row. So obviously it took me quite a lot of hours, which is why I've got so much footage of it. Until I got to a point where I'm like, right, I'll try and go through it properly now and flick to each camera. And I was actually getting about an 80-90% success rate with it. Nice. Obviously that was the way to do it back in the day. But the problem I was getting was I didn't realize what bit of footage I needed to watch for the first code change. So that was the bit that was always tripping me up. So I was having to flick between each code to try and get the right one. And a lot of the time I wouldn't. So obviously I did that up to a certain point until I felt like, yeah, I've actually played the game the way it was intended. And I've already completed it before. So I then just played it, using a guide so that I could capture the footage for the later sections. But that was how I did it. But like echoing what John was saying, you will miss an awful lot of the footage by playing the game properly. Like there's a bit where one of the characters' brother, who goes with them, he's outside talking to the next door neighbor, Eddie, and you'll miss the entire sequence outside with the two of them conversing if you play the game properly. And Eddie basically tells the brother what's going on and gives him...
I didn't see that at all.
Yeah, you'll miss all that by playing the game properly. So now, usefully, on the re-release that came out recently, you can actually watch the entire game as a film. So you get to see all these, and you also unlock all the different cutscenes as you see them. So if you miss the entire cutscene, it won't unlock it in the gallery. But if you see the whole thing, you can then watch it in the gallery for all time. It's a good way of being able to see all the bits that you've probably only passingly watched. But there's an awful lot going on all the different cameras at different times. Because you've got to miss entire sequences just to be able to play the game properly, including the intro sequence where the SCAT team leader's talking to you. If you don't flick off from that pretty much right away, you'll miss several augurs at the start. And similarly, if you linger on him for too long, he actually game overs you and just says, "Oh, you're not going to play. All right, bye," and unplugs the Mega Drive and kills you.
I did think that's in the 32X one.
Yeah, no, it should be. So basically, when you're watching that intro screen, he goes over what's happening. He's like, right, the girl should be arriving now. You need to get on. And it's up to you to flick to the CCTV camera. If you don't do it and you just linger on that screen, after about 20 seconds, he just unplugs you and says, termination connected, or connection terminated.
Because I just press start and it just goes immediately to it. So whereas if you... Okay, well...
Fair enough. I might be misremembering, but I'm pretty sure on Mega CD that definitely happens. I'm sure it happened when I did the CD.
You are right, Martin. You are right. You are right about that. Because I remember doing that just out. So what happens if you just leave this? I think he says 2 different bits in the game where because that's what I do like that, because it's unique to the Mega CD version. When he takes the Mega Drive controller and he goes, and there's one of them where he says breaking contact.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what the beginning bit or if that's a bit any part in the game later. But I know that, as you say, at the beginning, if you just leave it, you get game over before you even start if you don't move up with it.
He does it at the beginning where he says breaking contact, because he basically says, "Oh, if you're not going to do it, then." Yeah. But he also does it if you lose any of the girls that you have to save, or any of the characters you have to save, or whatever. Or if you accidentally trap any of them, he will then just say, "What are you doing? Breaking contact," and then he'll just cut you off, and you get an auto game over. So.
Okay, but so Tech, how did you go about playing it?
Like I do with most things, going like a bull in a china shop and see how I get on, and that's probably why I didn't really enjoy it as much in the beginning. I could never kind of figure out. I never figured out about like the timestamps of where a conversation happens, and obviously when you've got to capture the, what did you call them? There's a name for Martin. The Augurs, which as far as I'm aware of vampires, that's the backstory of them. They're vampires. But it's I just with the loading and stuff. I just remember getting frustrated. Like, I don't want to play this. I mean, what must have, it's all been hyped up, and I don't know what I'm doing. And then I think on the original version back in the day, I think and even probably over the years when I've occasionally chucked it back on again, I'd never ever got to that, as we say, the save point, which on the PC and the Switch versions, excuse me, but I never got anywhere close to that. But I did recall, like, oh, okay, so clearly there's a point here where they change the code, but I wasn't listening out for it. I just assumed that something would flash up on the screen, but it's not. You do hear a voice say that particular code, but it's I don't recall. No, it isn't. I don't know if you can confirm this, Martin, but it isn't random, is it? It is set to specific time points of what the color is going to be.
So it's set to specific time points.
Yeah,
but they've got several different video clips, so it's not always the same color change.
Right.
It's not orange, doesn't it?
Yeah, you need to be in the right room at the right time to catch the video clip where they're saying, "Oh, and while we're here, let's change the code to blue." So
yeah, that's what I thought. I wasn't sure, but as I say, it was only for when this game was brought up for us to be doing this now. It was that I was like, well, I'm going to get that. That gives me an excuse to now get the Steam version. So I did play slightly beyond what we call the save point, and I found more enjoyment in that because I got a guide for each timestamp, and then I went through each timestamp. I did that to a certain point where I got up to, and then I went back and tried to play it without that. Yeah, and I had to memorize the times, which I'm not very good at. So I had to play it a few times, but I found more enjoyment in because I understood how it worked. So for all those years, I didn't really understand how it worked. I was just kind of like, well, I've tried, I'll give up and go. The penny drops. If I'd just done that research before in the past, I might have enjoyed it a bit more. And thankfully now I do enjoy it more. And I am going to go off and finish it before this year's out, just to say I've done it. But that's how I took it. I just went at it. I just grabbed the controller and started trying to play. And I think that's the reason why I didn't enjoy it at the beginning. And I think that's that's an approach that I don't think anyone should use if they're going to play it. They do need to learn how it works because you just won't enjoy it. And okay, you might pick it up relatively quickly. I think, Sean, based upon what you've been saying, I think you picked it up at least to a point better, so that you did it, and you said yourself you enjoyed it. Yeah. But there's going to be a lot of people like myself that just went, oh, I don't understand it, I don't know, and this and this and whatever. So and then that's it, goes on the shelf. So yeah, do your diligence before you play. I think it's the key, and that's the advice I would give. So yeah, I went in, just then turned it on, started playing, and went, oh, okay, that's what I did. Tried to learn it on the fly. And I just wasn't intelligent enough to figure it out. Sadly, at the time, need help.
Well, there are some games where they were like, okay, we want you to buy the guides or whatever, to be able to beat this game. They want you to buy the extra material. So maybe there was a little aspect of that involved. But Okay, Sean, how about yourself?
Let's cut this bit. I've forgotten what the question was.
No, it's fine. So when you started playing it, how did you actually go about playing it? So, like, for example, was following certain characters that were going through. Like, when you started the game, what was kind of your method of trying to play it?
Okay. So when I started playing it, a bit of a spoiler. I did watch a few videos before I played it because I knew about the different cameras. I'd never really seen it in a game before, but I did know about the cameras. And that confused me somewhat. So I was like, so I'm not actually really playing. I'm just switching to the cameras at the right time. So I did want to get a start, like, on how to play it. And I did start playing it. I'll be honest, the first few times that I played it, I had really, really slow loading times between. But I think that might have just been, it could just been a combination of things. But it could have been I've switched to a different Mega CD because the other one was catching. So so it could just be that model was a bit slower. Maybe the laser's a bit more sort of dirty or something. But anyway, yeah, I'll be honest. I didn't get all that far in the game because dyslexia, maybe, I don't know. But trying to be in the right place at the right time was incredibly difficult for me. And there is also another timeout. I know you guys were talking about the that actually happens if you just leave the controller idle, which I think you guys did touch on, because I come back and it had gone. It basically game over to me. So, which was pretty stupid, to be honest, because obviously it's playing all the time in the background. But I nipped downstairs to I nipped to the front door, sorry, because the doorbell went off. Didn't have time to pause it. I come back and it had, ended. So yeah, so I watched a few videos to start off to see basically if there's a route to go through. And the second I started playing it, I was like, Jesus, this is actually this is moving way too quick for me. So yeah, the 90s video console got the better of me. But like I said earlier, I think it's something I will go back and play, especially as I have watched videos since of people completing it. And like you said, you've got to be on the right screen at the right time. And that's stuff that I really struggle with, because like passwords back in the day was like up, down, left, right, A, B, C, start, and all that stuff. Trying to get that, like, it's fine. I can have it written down in front of me and I still get it wrong. So just the sort of hand-eye coordination is, which I'm sure people who I play hockey with will testify. The hand-eye coordination is not great. So, but no, I definitely will go back and play it again. But I think I personally knew I was going to have to watch a video, almost a bit like a tutorial, just to get going, because it's not a game I'd really played before, that sort of game where you're switching between different screens. But I think I would actually really get into it, to be honest, if I put a bit more time into it. But I think sometimes with games like that, I know that if there's one mess up, that you're just going to game over, and it's like you put all that effort in and you're not going to be able to complete it, not going to be able to do it, and sometimes that does hold me back from going back or putting a full effort in. So yeah, that's how I played it. I don't think I would have done much better if I hadn't watched that video on it to start off with.
Fair enough, because there was a quote that I wanted to kind of like get into this video, into this discussion, because years back, I mean, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the YouTube channel Sega Lord X. Yep. So he reviewed the game at one point, and because he had it back in the day, and he said, then the quote I wanted to give was that he was saying about, like, I can't remember if it was then and or now, but he found that when, like, he was with family, it was a fun game to put on, like, to have people like play together, like, you know, the acting being what the acting is, but like, because of the fact of like, oh no, go over here, like, you know, trying to catch the augurs and stuff, that it was actually like a campy kind of like fun, like family kind of like experience. And I mean, I played by myself, but I kind of wondered, like, you know, it was interesting like way to look at it, because the idea of playing this with other people as kind of like, because it's not a multiplayer game, but to play it, you know, with others together, like, I kind of wondered, like, you know, what you felt about like that sentiment, or like, do you think you could play with other people and have a fun, like, you know, get some beers or something and then like go to town with it or something, like, or is it just?
I definitely think it's up there. Yeah, I think you probably could do that. I think it's sort of a party game. It's a bit like a Cluedo and stuff like that, isn't it? I suppose you're trying to sort of decipher things before things happen, and yeah, I could definitely see that being that's a good shout. Yeah, for sure.
What I'm hearing from John is the four of us need to meet up and play it together.
Yes.
I mean,
Well,
if we
I
have,
think a lot of
go on, Tech.
No, I was thinking about what you're just saying, and I think you have to have people that are gamers to play it, because I couldn't see, my missus certainly wouldn't touch it, and the kids wouldn't touch it, but that's just in my house. But I could see where you got a group of friends that are into games. I think that might be, you know, a couple of beers and whatever, and that's having a laugh play. I think that would probably be quite good fun. So, but yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think we should contact Gib84 and try and see if he wants to do a Mega Drive Appreciation Society
As next
hour
live
where
stream.
we all meet up and play. Yeah, that would be quite cool. That, because we would raise good money for charity as well. So it's
Mega CD Minions.
yes, that sounds good.
I'll just submit my several playthroughs that I've got from the footage. That'll do me.
That's fine. That's fine. Can we just give a big shout out to Gib, actually?
Yes.
Gordon, he's what a great job, and the rest of the Tenbury Titans. I tuned in a few times throughout the 24 hours. I didn't watch the whole 24
they do
hours,
a
obviously.
fantastic job. I managed to watch their
It was-
stream last year. Didn't get to do it this year, but I did donate at least. So
Yeah.
but yeah,
I did.
really
I
good fun.
donated to all of the auctions, but the one I actually sent in. So, but yeah, I didn't win any. That probably would have been the only one that I won, to be honest. So, but yeah, I'm glad that they smashed their total. That's a brilliant thing. So
Yeah. They did great. I didn't win anything, despite donating, but it goes in like, you know.
It's
Never
not
did
about
I.
the winning;
No.
it's about the supporting,
Yeah. Fine. It's for the children.
that's what all the losers say.
which is not what Night Trap is for.
No.
yes, there you
Even
go.
though I played it when I was a child. It didn't turn me into a serial killer US Congress, and I was only 8. Yeah.
Oh, like they would care
Not-
about someone across the pond.
Yeah, not yet. Anyway, that's,
No.
Your
Just
life,
don't go,
your
just
life
don't
is
go to
young.
my
Martin.
shower. Like my don't go look at my shower.
Don't look in there.
Okay, segue. Teg, you have some random information about this game to throw at us. Do you want to do that now?
Well, it was the first bit was the first thing was the scores at the time for this game. Now, can any of you guys? Well, of course you can take a guess, but take a guess as to what. So we're talking. Let's just go for like out of 100. What do you think were the scores at the time of the release of this game?
I reckon we got like 82, maybe, like something really ridiculous.
I can
I'm
see
going to
it
go for 96.
I can see publications kind of, depending on the publication, going from anywhere between like 60 to 80.
The 80s, about 80, between 80 and the top 80s. So I think it was Mean Machine Sega. That was 89%, I think. Sega Force was around about 85%, and Mega was about 82. There were other publications that gave it like 5 out of 10. So, but I think a lot of the scores were based upon because it was new technology, effectively.
Yeah,
I don't
exactly.
think that if they were to review that game again, they would be getting such high scores because, in my opinion, it's not an 80% game.
Yeah.
I'd say it's probably a good, like you just said, John, between 60 and 80. I'd say 60 to 65 would be my percent. 65% out of 100 would be my score for it, just because it is just an interactive movie. But I don't know. I mean, obviously, I'll get to some other little tidbits in a second. But what would you give it? All three of you. What score would you give it?
I mean, to give it a score, like you say, it's an interactive movie, so you don't treat it like a traditional game. But okay, there is the score I would give it back when it was released. I mean, obviously with my adult mindsets, as in like not a child that I was, but like an adult.
Either or.
Versus myself now playing it now for the first time, it's difficult because I could see back when it was released, the technology it was doing was probably very revolutionary. Like, so I can see why it scored so high. But at the end of the day, I don't really feel any inclination for the time being to go back and play it now that I have beaten it. So I would say, okay, let's split the ground. 7 out of 10.
What about you,
I'd
Sean?
probably second that. I would second that. I was sort of, again, like I'm doing the playing it at the time, but I'd say probably 7's a pretty sort of across the board answer, I'd say. So,
Martin, what do you reckon?
So I really enjoy it, and obviously as a kid I thought it was absolutely outstanding, but I would seriously declare it a 65% game, to be honest with you, because it's not a fantastic game at all. I enjoyed it like loads, and I would happily replay it, but it is very much a 65% game.
I think
It's not necessarily a bad thing.
No,
we're all
it's not.
about the same page. We're all roughly on the same, well, pretty close to being on the same number. I think that's quite impressive actually, because we've all played it through our own eyes, obviously. So I think that's pretty good. So yeah, I think we want an agreement that those scores at the time were based upon new technology, something that was different. Hey, let's get but obviously some Sega magazines being as biased as they were. Maybe that's why I gave him a few extra points. But the other thing I wanted to mention about that is, so if any of you are familiar with the actress, I'm about to say Dana Barrett. It's not Dana Barrett.
Dana Plato.
What was it? Dana Plato.
Dana Plato.
She passed away in 1999. I didn't know this until about 3-4 weeks ago. Sadly, due to suicide, it was ruled as suicide.
She was getting pestered like crazy, wasn't she?
Yeah, which is a shame because she was a good actress. But she was also, and I can't remember who it was, but she was in some other big stuff. She basically gave up what was her just argument's sake, just call it Hollywood career. It isn't that, I don't believe, but she was doing really well, and she chose to then go down to doing this particular production of Night Trap. And she was told by all of her, the colleagues, friends, family, just say, well, what are you doing? You're just committing career suicide. It's a bit odd, really, isn't it? Committing all that stuff. But she actually managed to kind of she did the acting really, really well. I mean, I don't think, what was her character in it? Kelly. It's Kelly, isn't it? That's her character. And she is she's an undercover operative for SCAT. That name again. It just gets worse as our adult minds go. We got this woman that's working undercover for SCAT. God.
If this doesn't get a copyright strike, this video for stuff that's uploaded over, I'll be amazed. So
yeah, but before you continue, Tig, it was she was well known for being in Different Strokes, which wasn't something. Yeah, it wasn't something I watched as a kid, but I'm aware of it, and obviously it was very popular.
And obviously, wasn't that the one where what's his name, Gary, the little guy, the black guy, what's his name? He says, "What you talking about, Willis?"
I know who you mean.
Yeah,
that's Different Strokes.
No, that was the wasn't that 70s show?
No,
I'm sure it was Different Strokes.
No.
No, you're right. It was.
I don't watch any of them. So.
Gary,
I've seen Gary Oldman. I know exactly who you mean. But
Gary Coleman. That's what I was thinking.
Okay.
But yeah, so I didn't realise. I couldn't remember she was in Different Strokes, but it's still a sad loss anyway. And I guess the only other thing, sort of, really that I think there's really any more to say about it that I know that any tidbits there isn't. I don't think the game itself's got any cheats either. There's no way to cheat in it.
Don't think so.
Is a big what? But yeah, those are the couple of bits that I wanted to mention, mainly about Dana Plato and the scores for it. Because we'd already touched on the Sega Control Attack team. See what I did there?
Very good. Very quickly.
but I was going to mention that, but we already covered that. So obviously, I have that other bit that we spoke about a little while ago, but not on this video, about something that I think might be related to that. But we can get to that a bit later, or we can get to it now. It's entirely up to you.
Get to it now.
Yeah, get to it now. I've got a couple of tidbits as well, but if you do that first.
Yeah, it was something that I came across. I found no information to say that it was influenced by Night Trap, but I do think it is. And you guys have already seen this earlier in a previous chat that we had, and it's the film called My Little Eye, and specifically, it's like a special edition. It's got an interactive DVD, and it has multiple different camera angles that you can change in it to see different parts of the film. Obviously, you can't change the way the film goes. I don't believe you can, but it's very similar to Night Trap. Also, the way it's laid out, whereas Night Trap is CCTV cameras, these are effectively webcams for each of the people. So the fact that you can change through the views of it, I highly recommend you get the DVD of this. Has to be the interactive one. I mentioned to these lovely gentlemen here before, there's a little code behind the disc in here, which you have to use to input. It's behind this booklet that allows you to get the access to the interactive features of the DVD. But I really do think that has been inspired by Night Trap because of exactly how it plays, and how that you can change all the camera angles throughout. Obviously, difference being you can't actually do anything once you're in there looking at those different parts, but you get to see different parts, extras effectively of the film itself. So I just think that, I think it's worth a mention. If you watch the film and the interactive one, I absolutely think that you will agree with me that it's inspired by Night Trap. I just can't prove that because there's nothing online to say that it is. But yeah, I wanted to bring that one up.
And your tip?
So the main thing from me was, Night Trap, obviously I already mentioned it was recorded in the 80s, as was Sewer Shark. Again, which is why it looks the way it does, as well as the beta test Scene of the Crime. So now I know that Scene of the Crime was recorded in like 85, 86, and I think Sewer Shark and Night Trap were done sort of like 88, give or take. But they were being developed effectively for a console by Hasbro, as in the Transformers people, called the Control Vision, which had the code name of Nemo, randomly, and basically they were supposed to go to that first. So obviously that would have been the sort of first console that would have used this format effectively, where it would have been FMV games at home, because obviously we had stuff like the Laserdisc games in the arcades and stuff. Now that console was actually supposed to use VHS as its medium, so I don't know how it would have done with going between the different bits of footage on a VHS, but someone more technical than me might know that. But the console actually fell through and never released. So the chap who filmed it and was directed it, I believe it was James Riley, he basically bought the rights and the footage, and then made the company that made Night Trap a few years later, and then they were able to obviously reuse the footage and bring it to the Mega CD, because they saw obviously, CD footage, CD medium, sorry, we can probably work with that with what we're trying to do here. And then obviously that's how it ended up coming to the Sega CD, if you will, first. So there was sort of like a little history tidbit there. And the other thing to mention is, I believe there's 98 or 99 augers to catch, which includes the 99, which includes the family members as well. So like the brother, sister, the cousin, and the two adults.
Yeah.
If you catch all 99, you actually get a bonus that you can do, where at the end, when Dana Plato's saying, well done, top job and all that jazz, when she's marching off towards the stairwell, she turns around and goes, nah, you wouldn't. And you actually have the opportunity to trap her as well, to make her your 100th capture and get basically a perfect score effectively by capturing 100 things. It obviously gives you a slightly different ending, but yeah, it's just a little bonus, and you can only do that if you catch all 99. If you get even one less, you can't do it. It just won't let you activate the trap, and then it obviously just goes through to the end credits from there. So yeah, there's that little bonus tidbit for everybody as well.
Nice, cool. So was there anything anyone else want to mention about the game before we get to our final thoughts?
Just quickly, I don't know if you saw the I put a question to you guys. Martin, was that company formed? Was that Digital Pictures, the one that's on the case of the box?
Yeah, I believe that's the one, because obviously they then went on to do loads of FMV games, didn't they?
Yeah, I wasn't sure because I was like, well, it's on the box, but is that it? I don't know. But I didn't know. That's what I was asking.
I assumed it was because that's the one that appears when you boot up the game.
Hmm.
Cool.
Yeah,
It's got that noise when it comes on now. In my head.
Yeah, it's like the little D and the P that sort of circle around. Yeah, because I don't think he founded the company. I think what he did was he sort of, like, someone else founded the company, and they sort of joined forces or whatever, and used the footage from there. Obviously, there's a bit more to it than that, and I'm sure I'll end up being corrected at some point. But that's just sort of like a rough idea of how it all came about.
Sure. Okay. Right. Anything else, or on to final thoughts?
I'm good with final thoughts.
Okay, Sean. So, your final thoughts of the game?
Yeah, it was good. Like I said earlier, every game I seem to play, I think it's just obviously playing it for the first time and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's a classic, isn't it? I mean, it's obviously got cult status and stuff like that. And I think if I had a massive collection of original Mega CD titles, it would definitely be one that would sit pride of place if you could get it with an uncracked case and all that stuff. So, yeah, I liked it, and I think I actually scored it the highest out of all of us, and I like a solid sort of 7. Sort of, I even sort of guessed it would have been sort of 96%. It would have been, because I think it was something that obviously Sega were trying to bet on with something that's like, exactly full motion video, and so yeah, I loved it. It's like I said, I probably will go back and play it at some point, but I'm not going to hurry back to play it. But yeah, definitely something that it's not going to go, get discarded and thrown out or something. So yeah, I liked it. I liked it a lot.
Cool. Tech.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. And I'm still, as you know, I'm only just over halfway through it. So because I've been playing it on Steam, I can just go back to that point now and finish it off. But I am, because of all the little bits of information that have come up over this video, I am going to fire it up again after I've finished it on Steam on my Mega CD and give it a good go on there as well. So I would say, yeah, great game. Whatever flavor you want to play on, I think anyone should just get it. If you're a collector, definitely get it for your Mega CD. If you're a super collector and you've got a CD32, Mega CD and a CD32X, or a 32X rather, absolutely fill your boots. But if you want a quick access to it, get it on Steam. If you've got, because it does play quite well on a low power PC, and obviously if you've got a Switch, hey, you can get it on that as well. So yeah, a good game, definitely worth giving a try, to see what all the fuss is about if you hadn't heard about it before. So yeah, thumbs up from me.
Cool. And Martin.
Yeah, I mean, when I first approached it as a child, I thought it was absolutely amazing because, it was something that I'd not seen before. And I still feel like that now, to be honest with you. It is a very distinctly average game, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's not something that can be enjoyed. And obviously, it deserves its place in notoriety for all of the witch hunt from the Americans over their perception of you having to trap the people and all that, when actually you're doing the complete opposite. And having some very, very campy horror elements to it, like the infamous bathroom scene with Lisa, which will forever live in my 8-year-old mind forever. I'm sure I hit puberty early because of that. But yeah, no, I thoroughly enjoyed going through it again on both Mega CD, because I hadn't played the Mega CD version in 30 odd years probably, and obviously the CD32X version was a first for me as well. In the footage that will be playing on the screen, you'll get both versions playing intermittently, so you get to see what they're both like. And the other thing that I did forget to mention before I move over to you, John, was each version has a different user interface on it. So when you play the Mega CD version and the CD32X version, the actual layout at the bottom is completely different in terms of the map and the CCTV camera and the actual main screen. And I believe it's the same with the 3DO and the more recent 25th anniversary edition. And the 25th anniversary edition actually allows you to change the UI and the picture quality to an extent to some of the earlier versions as well.
Cool.
So even if you just get the re-release, you can still semi-experience how it would have been back in the 90s. So I'd say that's probably your best bet in terms of price and accessibility to be able to, properly have a look at this game. So yeah, what about you then, John? What are your final thoughts?
Well, actually, before getting into my final thoughts, one thing that I just come back to me, but we did not mention was the fact that during the game, the first part of the game, you'll have the girls who come to stay will actually do a musical number, which then becomes the end credit song of Night Trap, which I was very surprised and actually was like, oh, this is pretty cool. This is very 90s right now, So, but yeah, honestly, they do they're in the living room and they have well, I can't remember what it's called because I don't really have long hairbrush. They're like hairbrush is like Night Trap, and it's just like, yep, or like maybe 80s actually rather than 90s, but yeah, I'm all here for this, so I thought that was pretty cool. But anyway, but yeah, final thoughts. So never played this game before but heard of it. There's one that I thought I would eventually get to experience one day, so thank you Ali for actually making us play this, and hopefully you've been seeing some footage from him as well during all this. But the fact that it's got a one re-release, I think, means that, and it probably does go on sale as well, that you should definitely check it out because it's definitely an interesting artifact of when it was released. And Martin's gone. Okay, I'm guessing blue screen of death. Sorry. Yeah, so it is not a traditional game, but it's still something that is definitely, I think, worth experiencing. Definitely considering the fact that with the 8 different camera feeds and going at different parts of the story, as I said in the episode, there was a conversation that I didn't even realize was going on that I completely missed. So there is some replayability in there. It's just that I feel, at least with the the retro console ports, the fact that there's no save file can feel a bit like, do I really have to play through all this to get to this point again? Can be frustrating. But at the same time, there's a lot there, I think, to experience, more than probably we give the game credit for. So I feel that it's one that you probably should give a try, even if it is via Steam or PlayStation or whatever. So cool.
I mean, it's so readily available, isn't it? Now we do live in the times where if you're following this series, then you could very easily play along with us, each episode almost, because all the stuff's so readily available. You can just get it off of anywhere pretty much at the moment, can't you? So
exactly. Cool. Shall we spin the wheel for the next game?
Yeah, wheel spin.
Wheel spin. Right. So here is the wheel. So for those who are unaware, the 4 of us pick a game to go on the wheel, and then we spin it, and then that game comes off, and then we're down to 3, then down to 2, then down to 1. So and then after we do the next 4 games, we'll have our next special guest. So, okay, and we are going to...
Like playing bloody Wheel of Fortune, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Fallen Forces.
Oh, don't do this to me, Sean. The footage was
It's
so
the only
long to
reason I kept
capture.
my CRT and my little Sony Trinitron in the loft. So
I played this game for 2 hours the other day and I couldn't get past the second stage.
there's
The
an
footage
art
is going
to
to be
it.
so bad.
There's an art to it.
I mean, obviously, I don't have a light gun for the Mega CD, so that's just out of the question. But is it on the Sega Saturn? Lethal Enforcers.
It's on the Mega Drive.
It is Mega Drive. Yeah,
I'm gonna have to use a controller for this. I have played this game, so I'm looking forward to it. But I am not going to go out and buy a Lethal Enforcers gun just CRT. But I don't have a light gun for Mega Drive, so I'm gonna have to use a controller for this one.
You could always get it on the PlayStation.
No, I have got a Sinden light gun, so I could use that on my PC with a Mega Drive emulator, Mega CD. There we go. That's how I'm going to do it.
I
he's
have
got two,
no ability to use a light gun, unfortunately. So that's probably
That looks
why
so
my
menacing,
footage
John.
is so bad. The problem is the Mega CD version doesn't have any sort of like cheats really that work. So it's not like I can just level select to other levels as well to capture the footage for them.
It's fine. We'll figure something out.
I'll just have to get good.
I would say that I would capture some footage, but I don't really have the means at the moment to do it because, like I said, the TV's in the loft. I'll get it down, but it'll purely be to rip through one evening when the children are in bed. It's not going to be something. Sadly, I'm going to have to pump a lot of time into. But yeah, so I'll yeah. But oh man, yeah, I'm well happy with that. So yes, the spinning gods have done me proud tonight for sure. So all good.
Cool. I will see if I can do a 2-player session on that one.
I've just thought as well on my Battle Sarah machine in the bedroom. I've got a light gun build on it, so I can do it in there. I should be able to capture it if you want any footage as well. But it's probably better for people that actually got it, the physical version.
Maybe I'll just come up to Evesham and just play 2-player with you, Martin.
I've only got one Sinden. I haven't got two, unfortunately.
You need to have the 2 guns.
Oh, all right. I'll go pester John then.
Well, I've got 2 guns.
He's got 2 guns, yeah. He can lend you one.
He's got 2 guns.
Look, he's got a gun. He's got a gun.
He's got a gun.
But
cool.
Awesome. Okay, so next we shall be playing Lethal Enforcers, and we will make no promises about when that episode will come out because we've got stuff going on. Because I know that Retro Martin is going to be moving house, so we will be back when we will be back. So. All right, and I would like to thank our special guest, who, again, hopefully you have been seeing footage of during this, Ali. Yeah, I mean, no joke. This is our 6th attempt to try and arrange this recording. So, we had to just push forward. Otherwise, this episode would never have come out. So, but thank you for picking it. And yeah, go and play Night Trap. There are modern options, so do it. And Lethal Enforcers, go and play that as well. So, say goodbye, everyone.
Look, it was your job to protect Kelly and the rest of those girls. From what I've just seen, the place is being overrun. You've missed way too many of those suckers. Until you figure out how to do your job, you're dismissed. Breaking contact.